and I am here with the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the featherweight champion, the man himself, Alex Volkanovski, obviously here supporting the contingent from City Kickboxing. Now, last time I talked to you in this setting, you had some heavy dose of liquid courage coming into that interview that was helping you with the nerves. I don't see a beer in your hand. I know you're already in camp, basically. How are the nerves without the liquid courage?
Now look, I'm probably going to have a couple of drinks anyway because it's still very early. But I mean, last time was a little bit too much. So like you said, I had a few too many, but I'm keeping it chill. That's why I'm getting the media out of the way now.
That's smart.
And then I'll be good later.
That's very, very smart. How about Carlos Ulberg? What a performance.
Yeah, unreal, man. Started the night off, crowd's already buzzing in there.
Yeah.
Like they're very loud, and it was good. Yeah, he started off good. CKB boys are going to do well. I think they're going to go full zip, so I can't wait.
Were you at City Kickboxing in the recent few months? Did you see those guys preparing for these fights, or have you not been around there?
No, I wasn't able to make it over there for this camp, but you could imagine. Obviously, they send videos and that, and the energy is always crazy high. So many people fighting over there, and then obviously all of them on this card as well. So, they've got plenty of bodies over there, but I try and make it when I can.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be there sooner, maybe end of the year, get some training in, obviously, for the next big fight, so we'll see what happens.
Well, speaking of the next big fight, oh my goodness, the announcement today, it is official. You will be challenging for the lightweight title against Islam Makhachev. What's the reaction? I mean, obviously, it's been coming, but what are your thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, man, we obviously did the face-off and all that, and then there was a little bit like, is this going to happen? Then we got the news a couple of days ago, and then obviously I had to try and hold back and not, everyone's asking me. I was like, we'll make it happen, but we already got it done. But it was good. Obviously I'm stoked. It's a massive opportunity, big challenge. Islam's a great fighter, but I love a challenge. That's what I've been doing my whole life. I've always been undersized and all this. People are going to throw that at me. I'm like, beautiful, bring it on. I'm the right man for the job. You know what I mean? Definitely am. I think obviously strategy and all that goes a long way, and I am very hard to hold down. So I'm expecting a stand-up battle. Let's see how good his striking is. Supposedly he's well-rounded, so we'll see.
I love it. I would love to see him challenge in the striking arena as well. Talk to me though about this move up to lightweight, because I think I read somewhere that you said you were already starting to eat around 4,000 calories a day, which by the way made me so jealous as someone who usually eats about 1,200 calories a day. What does a 4,000 calorie day look like?
It's too much food, let me tell you that. It's weird because you got a diet and people will sit there. Is he really complaining about eating too much food? But it's harder than you think, especially when you want it to be reasonably clean, right?
Yeah.
It's not like if you're sitting there going having big dirty burgers, it would be easy to do 4,000 calories. But when you're trying to get the proteins in there and the right stuff, especially when you're training as well, and then you've got to have even more than that sometimes. It's pretty crazy, but hey, we're taking this serious, and I've already had a little bit of a camp for Islam, because that last time, obviously going over to Abu Dhabi, I pretty much, no disrespect to Charles, I thought my style alone is all right. I just focus more on obviously the defense, takedown defense and all that type of stuff. So I've already had a short camp for him. Now we're bulking, strength programs, all that type of stuff. Got wrestlers coming in, grapplers. So it's good, Obviously that's what I've said from the start. I'm very hard to hold down. I've never really had to work on that because I know I'll get back up. But I respect him enough to know that, all right, this needs a bit of work. Let's take it serious. I've never had to really prepare this early in camp. So I'm just fired up. It just, as I've been saying all week, it makes me realize how not fired up I was for some of the featherweight fights. Like even the Max. Like, how are you not fired up for the third Max fight? I just went about it like it was another camp. This time, I'm making massive, I wouldn't say changes, but I'm doing a lot more. I'm doing a pre-camp and then I'm going to get into camp. So you're going to see one of the best Alexander the Great Volkanovskis you've ever seen.
That's a scary proposition, because I thought we saw the best version of you in that fight with Max. So to know you're even more motivated coming into this fight. I'm interested to know though, because I know you have a very analytical mind for this sport, and I like having these sort of geeky discussions. When you look at the particular style of wrestling that comes out of Dagestan, out of that part of the world, how does it differ from the folk style of America, the freestyle of Russia, and what is it about the wrestling from the individuals in that particular region that makes them so hard for a lot of MMA fighters to deal with?
Oh man, well they're obviously hard men and they train very hard and they're really good at what they do. They do similar things that I like to do as well. They're very good with controlling hips and all that type of stuff. They use a lot of, their legs just must be absolute clamps. So I'm prepared for that though, you know what I mean? That's the good thing. I've got guys we're very clever. We know what people do well. We break things down very well. So obviously they're going to be like, you don't know what it's like. It's like, we know enough, you know what I mean? And obviously we're going to get as much training partners as we can to sort of emulate it. I'm going to get guys much bigger than me so I can just have a strength disadvantage, and they can't even hold me down. So, again, I've got a lot of respect for them guys over there. They're great fighters, but I'm the right man for this job.
Do you think, one of the biggest talking points about you is always when you played rugby, you weighed, what was it, 220?
214 pounds.
214 pounds. Do you feel like having worn that frame, had that frame, and been an athlete in that frame, 155 is nothing for you, right?
Well, that's it, mate. Like, yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I try to say. A lot of people are like, he's undersized. I go, mate, have you seen some of the people I play footy?
Unit.
I played the position that, these heavyweights would play, absolute monsters, and that's what I've always had to deal with. I've always been undersized, and I've always done more than okay. You know what I mean? I was always the one that all these big fellas had to keep an eye on, because I was the one that was running straight through them and dumping them on their head. So we'll see what happens fight night. I'm hoping people doubt me because I love being the underdog. I'm sure I'm going to be the underdog. Well, again, I hope. And I can't wait to go out there and prove people wrong, because that just really fires me up.
Well, the internet, everyone, and the fans, we're already buzzing for that fight. Perth is going to be absolutely insane, but I want to bring it back to tonight. Obviously, you've got a lot of fights you're very keen on coming up. I won't ask you about all of them because I want to get you back to your seat. Let's talk about Izzy and Alex Pereira. You made a comment this week that you've seen a lot of evolution in Izzy, and it's an interesting comment, especially because he's such a decorated striker. He's been striking for so long. What evolution are you thinking of when you say that? What do you see?
Man, I don't think you can get much better in the striking department. He is that good. Yeah. But, you can get there when you're talking about the mindset and all that type of stuff, because he's always been such a great striker. But right now, it's something different, even when I just talk to him. You know what I mean? He's focused, and maybe it was, that who it is, right? The guy that beat him and all that type of stuff. It's just really gave him this fire in the belly that I feel like I have right now. Yeah. And even talking to him, I'm like, oh man, I swear I know exactly what you're feeling right now. It's just different. He is taking this so much more serious. He's always taken it serious, but right now it's not just about let's get through a camp. It's about let's do this right. Wants to be there, wants to get better, wants to go that little bit harder, all that type of stuff. And just the energy is different, and it's something that I think is going to be very scary, because he is already like one of the best fighters that the UFC's ever seen. So you can imagine what he's going to be like tonight. I
genuinely can feel the energy coming off you right now. Yeah. This is a different interview than we've had in the past. I love it. Alex, thank you so much for taking a second. I appreciate it. Guys, keep it locked in right here. More quick hits headed your way.